Hi there. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks. And tonight I'm going to talk about when in doubt, don't and why.
Uh-huh.
So I hope you enjoy this show, but before we get into it, I'm going to ask Sweet Baby James to introduce us.
Yes, so hello, this is Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard. Welcome to Granny Rocks, where Beth Granny shares her wit, her wisdom, and her very uncommon sense on topics of the day and topics
Of the
about
night.
us,
Right.
about us individually. Okay, so take it away, Granny.
Okay, and now I'm going to see if we are in fact showing up as broadcasting, and right now we aren't, but
You want to do a refresh? Oh, look.
oh, here we go. And this is important because this way we can see your comments. And please do comment. Comment during the show, comment after the show. We really would appreciate that. So, anyway, uh, okay, Elizabeth said hello, hello. And she sent some caring. And Catalina so waved and sent us love and all of that. So that's really cool. So I really have been thinking about this lately. When in doubt, don't, and here's why. So, a lot of people don't approve of doubt. I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but it's like, oh, just seize the time and, just do it
Think
and
positive no matter
think
what.
positive, right, and all that. So you could say that I am making the case for procrastination. Well, I'm not really making a case for procrastination, but I am wanting to talk about how there are times when we're really supposed to procrastinate, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so first I want to assure all of us, Raja says, hi. Hi, Raja.
Hello, everybody.
I'd like to point out that doubt doesn't necessarily mean that we're stupid or lack courage. Right? A lot of us think we are. It's like, oh my God, how can I be in so much doubt? And why don't I just forge ahead and all that? I want to talk about why it's sometimes important not to forge ahead, right? So here are, it doesn't mean that we're stupid, or that we're weak or that we're afraid or any of those things. It may be there's another reason why we're unsure. So here are some possible reasons for doubt. Number one, I don't have all the information. And it's hard to find what I'm looking for. So let's say I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I think this is going to be a great company to invest in. Or I really should go to work for them. Or I should try to do this and do my career in this way or whatever. It could be anything. Well, maybe I don't have all the available information and I haven't studied it yet and I haven't thought it through. And Todd says, hola, and hola, Todd. So maybe I haven't actually thought this thing through and I don't have all the information that I need. So is it a good idea to just forge ahead without knowing what I'm doing?
Not a good idea.
I don't think so.
Fools rush in where angels fear to
Oh,
tread.
that's right. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm in love. That's a very good one. I'm in love. He's really a great guy.
All you need is love.
That's right. Amy says, thank you, Granny and James.
Thank you, Amy.
So, let's say I don't have all the information and it's hard to find, or I've just started looking, Or now, let's say the necessary information, see, this is another aspect of it, doesn't even exist yet. Supposing there are studies being made on this very topic, or interviews, or getting the information, and it's just not available yet. Well, should I just go on the flimsiest information that I get because I emotionally feel like I should do that? I don't think so. I think that I should look and see if there is more information, and if it isn't, maybe I need to wait till the information is more available. So it doesn't mean that I'm stupid or scared or have any of those issues. Maybe it's the information hasn't shown up yet in the universe, or it's in some obscure place that nobody knows, right? So supposing the necessary information doesn't exist yet, right? Now, therefore, it's not a lack of information that's stopping, but it's my gut feeling that says I don't have the necessary information. Supposing that that's not the issue at all. Maybe it's not an information issue. Maybe I have an inner conflict about doing something. Now, am I supposed to just jump over that inner conflict? So a lot of people will say, yeah, have the fear and do it anyway. Well, I do say that a lot, right? I have to admit. But sometimes I haven't resolved an inner conflict. Maybe I haven't decided which direction I want to go in. Okay, should I get a manager for my career? Should I get a digital people who are going to, do a promotion for my music? Or should I just forget about it and just do it myself? Maybe I just don't know. And I need to sift through all of the things. Or maybe I am being influenced or pressured by people who don't necessarily have my best interest at heart.
Oh, salespeople are always wanting to make a sale, regardless of whether it's for your best interest.
Right. Yes. In fact, here is what did they call those, timeshare?
Timeshares,
And
yeah.
you have like 15 minutes to get this on this bargain rate. And these people are pushing you into making decisions, trying to pull on your emotions and trying to tell you that you should do it. And we tend to get down on ourselves about everything, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes when we need to stop and analyze something, we think there's something wrong with us. Now, I want to say something about this too. This is really important to me. Life is a co-creation between me and the universe. I call it, co-creation is intention and allowance. So let's say I've decided that I'm going to do a road trip, and I get in my car and the car breaks down in the driveway. Is the universe telling me something?
Sounds like it's telling you you better reconsider.
Well, absolutely. Or it may be telling me that I need to reconsider taking that car.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe later on it's going to break down and all of that. So the universe is always talking to us. So
that very thing happened to me.
Did?
Yeah, I was spending the summer in Philadelphia, and this was the summer of Woodstock, '69. I had this really nice convertible sports car.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to Woodstock, and it broke down the night before I was going to leave. And now, in retrospect, I'm glad, because I don't think it was going to be good for my brain to be
around all those drugs.
All those drugs, yeah.
That's right. You see, we get into these ideas that we have to make decisions and we have to make things happen. And we don't have that intention and allowance kind of energy around anything. So maybe we are waiting for the universe to give us a direction. Now, for example, let's say we're unsure about a direction, and then suddenly we open up YouTube and there's a video on the very topic that we need to hear something about. Or we read something on Facebook, or God forbid, in a newspaper. Or somebody calls us and tells us something, or we see a post about something. And then all of a sudden we realize that we are getting a message from the universe, and that if we were not listening, if we were just forging ahead like crazy people, we would not be open to that message from the universe. So we have a lot of judgments about this because we tend to think of ourselves as individuals, lone rangers. We don't see that we are part of a whole life force, a um, a what is the word for that? Like a whole group of people
A
or
collective,
a collective consciousness.
unified field of energy.
Right. And if we've already made up our minds, we are not going to listen. So I think sometimes when we're in that space, we need to honor it. Maybe we are afraid. Maybe we need to spend our time trying to deal with our fear and understand our fear rather than push ourselves into doing something that we're not ready to do. Maybe we are ready to be pushed into something we're not ready to do. I can't say that. But this whole thing comes from a place of not feeling connected to the universe and not having any faith. I would prefer to sometimes wait and see how things play out in order for me to make a decision that really makes sense to me.
Hmm.
So, I would love to hear from some of our viewers. How do you feel about this? Do you go into judgment about yourself? Or when in doubt, don't? Do you take a look and say, maybe I should? Because, see, Todd said this is a great topic. I'm so glad that you are enjoying this, Todd. Really. Especially since I had a few notes and they all disappeared. So I'm going to have to ad-lib the rest of it. But how about going into a state of relaxation? See, when we are in doubt, usually we're anxious and we're trying to make resolution. I'm one of those people. I need immediate resolution. I'll give you an example. James and I are trying to figure out whether we should keep our dogs. We're old, we don't have the energy to take care of them. We've moved to a place where they see and hear everything. We're exposed, they're barking constantly. And I feel so much pain about the idea of giving them up that I just want to cut my arm off fast, right? Boom, just get rid of the dogs, and here's the solution. And we found people who would take the dogs and all of that. And at the last minute, I said, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I have some doubt that this is really the right thing. Maybe there are things that I don't understand about this yet. Maybe we need to relax around it. But my anxiety tells me that I need to make a decision now because there's something about that anxiety and not knowing that is more frightening than making a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, okay, maybe now I'm not saying that there aren't people who procrastinate endlessly and they really need to do something about it, but then maybe what they need to be doing is dealing with their procrastination and finding out why. So what we decided at the last minute last night is that we're not ready. We are not ready to make that decision. It is a very big decision for us. It would be a huge decision and a life changer for our dogs. Why should my anxiety and my desire to end the pain fast impact their lives and our lives so dramatically?
Yeah, I'd like to share my part in that too, and that's it seems logical to let go of the dogs, given our age, given the barking problem that we had. We have close neighbors now that we didn't have before. Everybody was much further away.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stress for us that we couldn't stop them barking. But when I was walking back to the kitchen
When?
Last night,
Okay.
I looked down into the eyes of Lily, our little miniature Maltipoo, and she looked up at me, and I could see that she needed me. And I hadn't really factored that in. I says, well, what about the dogs? How do they feel about it? And of course, they didn't seem to want to leave us. And so that, to me, that gave me pause, raised to doubt. And see, there's that barking that we couldn't control right
Quiet.
there. Yeah.
Quiet.
We're
Good
getting
quiet.
better. We're getting better at controlling it.
Good
We're
quiet.
gonna-
As long as
we're
we have a
gonna get-
treat in our hands at all times.
Yeah.
Then yes, and that's a really good point. And so what's the hurry? Sometimes the hurry is I just can't stand the uncertainty. I can't stand the pain. And that is a very silly reason to make a major decision like that.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, I hate my husband, I'm going to leave him. So maybe, in fact, because I had a conversation with Evie last night, our puppy. Come on, Evie, quiet. Quiet. This isn't bad for her, right? Quiet. Maybe there are options that we hadn't thought of. And then it began to become obvious. Okay, there are different things that we have never tried that maybe we can deal with this, or maybe we could deal with that. And leaving ourselves that space to think it through really forces us to live in the pain longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Evie, quiet. Evie, good, quiet. Come on. Oops, I just dropped the treat. So you see, we're having a demonstration right here. It
The
takes
treat
work.
for being quiet is working. That's helping. And we're looking into other tools
Yes.
that can help a dog stop barking.
Right, and we're looking at experts, and we're talking to our dogs, and we are really thinking it through, and we have to be willing to feel the pain, have that pain extend, and deal with that pain instead of trying to end the pain by making a premature decision that will cause huge amount of pain forevermore. You know, we are so much into short-term gratification in our world. You know, I want this pain to end. I want it to end now. Where is the cocaine? Where is the drug? How can I do that? What is that long-term impact? I'll give you another example. On Monday, I had a tooth pulled, a wisdom tooth, and they pulled out this crown, and it's very difficult for me, and I have a very poor health. Do you notice that I'm dressed tonight? Do you notice that? Well, the reason that I'm dressed is that I had to put on pants, and it was like, oh, well, then I might as well put on a shirt. And once I got dressed, it was too much effort to get undressed and get back in my robe, so you won't recognize me. Amy is speaking. Yes, I sometimes just want to do something before I feeling the sadness or fear about it. Todd says that makes so much sense. I know I have made so many decisions just to stop the anxiety without really considering the consequences. I'm so glad that you're getting this. I hope that more and more of our people and our viewers are realizing this, because this is important. I want out of the pain, so I go to bed with this guy, and then I need to get married to him. How many times have I done something that stupid? And I didn't want anybody to stop me and make me think it through, because I can't stand the pain or the anxiety of being alone, or the pain of not being able to make a decision. But in the end, we suffer more. So the important points I think that I'm making tonight, that I hope are important to you, are that sometimes we just need more information, and sometimes the universe will just bring us that information without us even looking for it. And because we're co-creating with the universe, and we put it out to the universe, and it's like, help me make this decision. Help me know what the right thing is. Take it out of the ego. Take it out of the part of us that just wants to end the pain immediately. Be open to the intervention of the universe. Be open to seeing what that intervention is, to be able to interpret it. Be willing to go forward. Be willing to look at the fear that might stop us from going forward. Be willing to look at our own inner conflicts. Don't step over anything. It's no different to not know what to do, then to have inner conflict about it. Both of these things need to be respected and understood. Let's take a breath and let's try to find another way to feel and deal with our pain and anxiety in order to make better decisions. So, does anyone have anything else they would like to share before we close up for tonight? I bet many of you are facing situations like this where you just want resolution, even if that resolution ultimately hurts us. Jose says, Mama and Papa, you both look very young. Oh, God
Why,
bless you.
thank you, Jose.
Yes, we look very young. It's a lie. But you're probably not used to seeing me dressed except when I do Dreams of Peace. Oh, speaking of Dreams of Peace, while anybody else is getting ready to write to us, Dreams of Peace is an improvisational piano program that we broadcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we have a wonderful following, great audience, and we invite you to come and listen to the music and get the healing and feel better, I hope. And this is Granny Rocks, and this is our commentary show that we broadcast every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Amy said, sometimes when I am either bored or feeling anxious, I will buy something for the brief boost of being able to do whatever I want. But the loss of the money is a problem, or the shame that you feel, or the thing that you eat, right? That is really a bad way that we deal with our stress and anxiety, and this trying to make premature decisions is just one of the ways that we do that. So Jose has sent us some very cute little, I don't know what you call those, emojis or dogs that are jumping up and down and giving us lots of thumbs up. So think about some decision that you are trying to force. Think about whether or not you have a judgment about yourself when you don't make that decision right away. Think about whether you think of yourself as weak or fearful. Think about what scares you about waiting and seeing what the universe is telling us. Think about how it feels to acknowledge that we do not create our own reality, that we are very much a part of a universe that is speaking to us if we only just listen. And come back next week at 6:30 Pacific time. Now, I'd love you to comment. Those of you who did not comment during the live show, you are welcome to comment later. And we also love it when you share our shows, because then you're spreading this good news and this information to other people, and you never know, you could be saving someone from making a disastrous decision. So, with that, I think we shall end for tonight. Thank you as always for coming and being a wonderful audience, and for responding now, later, it does not make any difference. And thank you for the love and the support that we get, and thank you for sharing.
Now, thanks for being with us at this time, and we'll see you another time.
That's right. Bye-bye.